Hello, family. This is Deborah with Black Education TV. Now, I have a very interesting story that was shared with me by Brother Jerry. Thanks again, Brother Jerry, for all that you do with sharing these stories, and all of you who send us links. We thank you. We appreciate it, Brother Jerry. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to meet you and your family at one of our events at some point. I know that you wanted to come in the past, so Yah willing, maybe that will happen. But thanks again for sharing this story. I love this story because this is real life footage of a hero. What we have is an undocumented immigrant over in France. Black, undocumented, risked his life, scaled the side of a building like Spider-Man, went, I believe it was 4 stories high, to save a small child that was dangling from a balcony. Risked his life to save this child. And he did it in a matter of seconds. It didn't take him a long time to get up the side of that building. That is phenomenal. That's awesome. He climbed up there, didn't consider his own life, but he went up there to save this child, and he did. He got up there very quickly, grabbed this child's arm, and pulled the child to safety. And so that is some noteworthy, heroic stuff to witness and see and do. In exchange for that heroic act that this man did, the president, the French president, decided that he would give him citizenship. He has been declared a national hero over in France. Now, I noticed Brother Willie D, he made a comparison, which is a great comparison to show just how behind America is and how progressive some of these other nations are, some of these other countries are. Now, over here in America, we have the black guy who saved those people's lives and took down a person who had shot and killed others, but he saved other people from being shot. And it took this president, took number 45, 3 weeks to acknowledge what had taken place. The heroism of this man. But over there in France, not only did they acknowledge him immediately, but he was granted citizenship and has been declared a national hero. Why is it that here in America, black people do heroic things all the time, but you don't hear anything about being declared a national hero? Because they already know that the majority of this country, you can hand them the cure to cancer. They don't care. Like I heard one guy arguing with a racist white guy. He was telling him, I went and I fought for this country, and I was in the military and I fought for this country. I risked my life for this country. And the white guy was like, I don't give a hoot, but he was saying S-H-I-T. He was like, I don't care what you did for this country. So it's like nothing you do matters in this country. I remember Josephine Baker, for those of you who saw the Josephine Baker story, when she went over to France, she went over to these other countries, she was loved and adored. And they treated her like royalty, which shows that they're a lot more progressive than America is. But they said as soon as Josephine Baker came back here to the U.S., the same old, treating her like she was trash. So we've got to understand something, family. We talk about this on our ministry channel. For those of you who don't follow our ministry channel, Watchmen Reports, you can go over there to hear some other things. Where those of you who are always screaming about how come I never use scripture, you can go over there. We use plenty of scripture. You see. But what was I about to say? The point I was about to make. But anyway, here in America, things are a lot different. Oh, this is the point I was going to make. My husband talks about how there are certain principalities that rule and govern particular areas. And I can see that so very clear. Even here in the United States, you may have one area that's a lot different than another area because there are certain demons that control, certain principalities that control this state or this city or this town. But even as it relates to countries, this particular country, America, have some serious principalities and demonic spirits that are controlling this region of the world. It's not saying that it's not in other places, because you have a whole other set of demons and principalities in, let's say, Russia, even in Africa, various areas of Africa, in South America, in Europe. You have different principalities controlling all of these different areas, you see. But it's definitely something going on here in the U.S. Definitely something, because no matter what you do, like I said, you can have the cure to cancer in your hands. And some of these people do not care, will not give you any type of acknowledgement whatsoever, simply because you are black. But let me tell you who they will declare a hero. Now here, we just showed you a hero who scaled the side of a building to save a child that he didn't even know, wasn't even related to, and risk even being caught because he's an undocumented immigrant. You see? That is a real hero. But here in America, you're declared a hero just because you have on a badge. You can even shoot kids, shoot women, old, young, doesn't matter. Black, white, racially profiled people, treat people like trash. Oh, you are a hero here in America. The things that you are called a hero here in America for are deplorable. It's like, are you kidding me? Someone could just take another person's life without even losing any sleep, having no conscience about it whatsoever, and you call that a hero. But you can't call the man who disarmed someone who killed 4 U.S. citizens. You don't call that a hero. No type of acknowledgement, or very little acknowledgement. But you go over to another European nation that is far more progressive, and they deem this undocumented immigrant a hero for something very heroic. And I take my hat off to you, brother. I take my hat off to you, because what you did was very honorable, and you did it in the right place. Because had you did it here, we would have probably never heard about it, because they like to downplay the things that our people do here in the good old US of A. They like to downplay things, you see. That's just the way it is. The whole world is watching now. The whole world sees. It's not that they're trying to hide it any longer. It's almost as if they wear their shame like a badge of honor. But the whole world is watching, and the whole world is saying, shame on you, you dirty, rotten scoundrels. Okay, family, I'm out.